What is going on? What is up? What is up? Welcome back to Free Will Tarot, y'all. If you don't know my name by now, I am Rick. We are definitely going to be doing a Libra and Scorpio collective reading tonight. If y'all are watching this from YouTube, definitely keep in mind you can always fast forward to the Libra reading or the Scorpio reading. Hello, hello. Welcome back, y'all. Libra collective reading will start in about 8 minutes from now. Right as I said that, it turned 30 after. So yes, definitely 8 minutes from now, the Libra reading will start. And then for all the Scorpios out there, the Scorpio collective will start shortly after. Thank you for being patient with me. Hello, hello. What is going on, y'all? Is today not the first day of Leo season? I'm pretty excited myself. I said, guess so. Yes, today is totally the first day of Leo season. I'm a Leo, in case y'all were curious. I'm a Cancer, so wouldn't know. Well, I mean, aren't Cancerians neighbor signs to Leos? Definitely happy belated birthdays. Happy birthday to all the Cancerians out there. Y'all, we are going to be starting the Libra collective reading. Sun, Moon, and or Rising, maybe even Venus. Libra collective reading in about 7 minutes. It said your birthday was July 1st. Okay. Yeah, definitely happy belated birthday. Yes, in about 6 or 7 minutes, we will be starting the Libra collective reading. 6, 7, yes. I need that tattooed somehow. No matter the case, Libra collective, where is my Libra collective? Thank you for the heart me. Welcome back, y'all. Hope y'all are doing a-okay tonight. If y'all are new here, definitely definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. Hit the like button, the share button. Wow, a night star. Thank you so much. I definitely don't be asking for gifts, but they're more than welcome. So thank you. I totally could be asking for gifts as like instead of scissors to cut the deck with, but I don't know. The goal was never to get gifts. I said I didn't ask if you wanted it. I wanted to do it, LOL. Understandable. I feel you. Thank you so much. We got what? 4 or 5 more minutes till the Libra collective reading starts, y'all. Okay, yes, if you are new here, definitely hit that follow button. If y'all are a returning follower, thank y'all for all the love and support, for real. Said, ow, I'm a Libra. It's funny to throw you the cheese scissors, yes. I don't even know how I came up with that idea. It was just like, hey, I need help cutting this deck. Someone send scissors through the comments. I'd love to go back through my live streams to see if one of them has like the first time I ever did that. Probably not though. I probably started doing that when I didn't start uploading the live streams to YouTube. No matter the case, I always thought it was just fun for y'all to participate in such a way. It said Leo here, okay. I did upload the Leo reading to my YouTube channels last night. What is going on, y'all? We are not doing yes or no questions. That is for Sundays. That is for Sundays. Personal paid readings, $20 or $10 through Cash App on Sundays. Monday through Saturday, I do 2 signs a night. Tonight just so happens to be Libra and Scorpio. Hope that cleared things up for everyone. And I'm definitely not trying to be rude by saying that, but at the same time, I know some of y'all definitely want to participate, but all the participation I ask is that y'all send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety when I go to cut the deck. And y'all will see the signal. Y'all will know what signal I'm talking about when I go to do it. 3 more minutes, y'all. 3 more minutes. I definitely want to give a little bit of time for the Libra Collective to hop on in the live stream. Do keep in mind I will be uploading this video, this 1 hour long live stream, to my YouTube channels with an S. That way no one will miss out on any of the readings within the video. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. Libra Collective, what is going on? One more time, thank you all for the patience. Thank you all for being patient with me. Scorpio Collective. We will start the Scorpio Collective reading shortly after I end the Libra Collective reading. We got less than 2 minutes though before we start the Libra reading. Usually about 37 after is when I start asking questions as far as what does the Libra Collective need to know moving forward, all that fun stuff. Less than a minute and I'll start doing so, and then, oh yes, there it is, 37 after. What does the Libra Collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead? Libra Collective, what is up, y'all? If y'all don't have Libra in your chart, you're still more than welcome to hang out and see how I do things. What is going on? Thank you for the follow. Alrighty, Libra Collective. What does the Libra Collective need to know moving forward? Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. You're definitely at the right place in the right time. What does the Libra Collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead as I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot? It's collective readings, by the way. Yes or no questions are welcome on Sundays. 38 after. Y'all, we need 3 more shuffles. A 1. A 2. A 3. All right. For all of you that are new here to how I do things here at Free Will Tarot, I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. And when I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments so I can cut this deck. There it is. And there it was. The bridge shuffle. Go ahead and send me anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety. Scissors, swords, knives, daggers, sharp cheese, a sharply dressed man, thumbtacks, clothespins. Tridents are really cool. Tridents are a really cool emoji. Oh yes, the sharp cheese. Y'all, With that being said, we are going to get into this reading. Let's go ahead and cut the deck with all the emojis y'all sent my way through the comments. Thank y'all for participating in such a fun way. Let us, yes, the main ingredient for salad, let us get into this reading. Sun, Moon, and or Rising, maybe even Venus, Libra Collective, here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. Here is the common ground and or similarities between you both. And here is the possible outcome and or advice. Now, Libra Collective, do keep in mind, there is no way that a singular person out there watching this reading is going to resonate 100% with every example of the interpretations I use or the metaphors, the analogies. No matter the case, please do take what resonates, leave out the rest. And with that being said, we are starting your reading off with the Nine of Wands in the situation. Libra Collective, it could be that, yes, you are showing up as a wounded warrior. It could be that you've built some walls up. Maybe you're a little bit defensive about who's about to show up. I said I'm a Taurus. I did Aries and Taurus on Monday. Aries and Taurus on Mondays. Gemini and Cancer on Tuesdays. Last night I did Leo and Virgo. Definitely check out my YouTube channel, Free Will Tarot. That way you won't miss out on future live streams, if I can speak. But yes, it does seem like you've built a little bit of a wall, a little bit of a defensiveness towards anyone, maybe towards this person. Libra Collective, it very well could be with the Nine of Wands that you are almost out of a dark period of time in your life. As the wounded warrior, we can only assume that you've been through struggles and came out the other side, maybe still struggling at this current moment. With that being said, the Nine of Wands, yes, the number 9, Nine of Wands. The number 9 is in numerology speaks to the self. Whereas then going into the number 10, it speaks of completion, ending a cycle, correct? So then one would say that you're almost to that completion, being in Nine of Wands. You're almost ready to let go of the burdens that you've carried for so long. But you're going to have to muster up a little bit more energy, a little bit more fight in you in order to get through the other side of these struggles, maybe for the next week. With that being said, we have the challenge being the 10 of Cups. Maybe in the next week you find it challenging to imagine happily ever after with this person, or at the very least imagine what that would feel like. Do keep in mind, y'all, yes, coming out of grief, that's definitely a good example. Maybe you're about to be still grieving a relationship with the 10 of Cups in the challenge, making it feel challenging or difficult to imagine or feel like this is happily ever after, right? Maybe a relationship has been turned upside down. Definitely could be the case with the 10 of Cups in the challenge. Keep in mind, no matter what card is pulled in the challenge, I view it as a reversal. With that being said, I don't like pulling reversals. Just a side quest in the conversation, in the reading. I don't like pulling reversals because, I mean, if I wanted a reversal, I could just reverse the top half of the deck and then keep doing it and keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of a reversal if you could just literally have one placement in the reading be the challenge, and then every card you pull for that challenge is a reversal? I mean, it makes sense to me, but Everyone is allowed to read tarot the way they feel resonates with them. With that being said, you do have a person in your environment. With the Strength card, keep in mind the Strength card is associated with Leo. Does not mean that you're dealing with someone with Leo in their chart. But, I mean, it's worth mentioning. So with that being said, it could be this person is trying to tame the beast within. Maybe they're afraid of doing something or saying something, but they're showing up and being brave either way. Or what I wanted to say is anyways. They're showing up and being brave anyways, even though they're afraid to take action, to show up to this situation. What I keep forgetting about the Ace of Wands and the similarities or common ground between you both is the aces are always potential. So I definitely want to remember that for this reading. But backtracking, if you yourself, Libra, or are in this energy of wounded warrior, but I still have the energy to fight, to keep going, to get to the other side. If you are in this energy, it's definitely different than this person being in Strength. It's almost the same. There's a willingness to keep pushing forward, to be persistent. There's a specific word I'm looking for, but it's not coming to mind. Yes, like persistence. Kind of like persistence, but not that word. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart, y'all. Can you smell it through the phone? No matter the case, y'all have different energies or are showing up in different energies. This is the similarities or common ground then. With the Ace of Wands, this is potential new energy, beginning energy. This is showing up with new inspiration, a new perspective, a newfound form of passion, let's say. Or it could be even that you have a little bit of creativity, that you want to do something with this creativity. Now keep in mind, you are showing up in 9 of Wands, one more wand with this Ace of Wands, and we get to the 10 of Wands. I do find that pretty awesome. But yes, this is shared energy. So maybe you and this person are both coming across as having some sort of inspiration or optimism, newfound passion for life all over again. Maybe you're passionate about something. It could be that you and this person are passionate about each other, for sure. I always look at the Ace of Wands as like maybe a new hobby or a new passion for a hobby that you want to get into. Very well could be. We have the Lovers card somehow in the possible outcome and or advice. If you feel like someone is showing up in your life, Libra Collective, and they're being brave, they're doing the most, even though they're afraid of showing up for you, or, you know what I'm saying? This definitely could have been someone that has triggered you in the past, but they're showing up like, hey, I'm taming the beast within, I'm trying to make something happen with you. Creative juices are flowing again. That's a good example. Yeah, with that Ace of Wands. I do feel like you share a deep magnetic pull with this person with the Lovers card. Now, I'm not one of those tarot readers per se that likes to sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust and, you know, rainbows and unicorn farts all over the reading and say, this is your soulmate. It's your twin flame, right? Your twin flame. I don't like to keep my head in the clouds too much. I definitely like to stay grounded in reality and how things could relate as far as when I say things, the interpretations, how they could relate. I try to keep the examples relatable, grounded in relativeness, if that's even a word. But yes, with that being said, the Lover's card, the deeper meaning behind the Lover's card is a decision needs to be made. If you feel like this person is showing up for you, trying to bring back the emotions, bring back the love, create an environment that is safe for the Libra collective, then it could be that you're about to make a decision, yes, and allow this person to do so. I mean, if this is someone that, yes, has triggered you, has hurt you, this is the Libra collective reading, by the way, for the user 402 that is asking who's he doing right now, Libra collective. And then in about 10 minutes or so, we'll start the Scorpio collective reading. But yes, I feel like maybe you're about to give someone a second chance at fixing things when they themselves might have wounded you, triggered you in some way. It could be that they are afraid of themselves to some degree and what they could do to this relationship. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but like they could have definitely said something or did something that turned this happily ever after type of relationship upside down. And it's like, well, we've got a choice. We can either allow them to return to our lives with the risk of possibly getting hurt again, or we can say, no, I'd rather stay single, heal a little bit longer. I mean, Rick from Free Will Tarot did suggest that if I'm to keep moving forward, possibly enjoying my singlehood, my healing journey, that I would see the light at the end of the tunnel. However, I mean, it's going to be up to y'all. And I know y'all are going to be like, no, we're Libras. Don't make it up to me. But yes, this is an important decision that you yourself have to make. This is a deep magnetic pull between you both. And for all I know, this isn't someone who's triggered or wounded you. This is definitely an important relationship to you, though. An important relationship. I will say that much. Now, do keep in mind, it doesn't have to be romantic. In nature, it could be, a friend, a coworker, a family member, a neighbor, no matter who they are to you. This is someone that is possibly here to elevate you, to push you to become a better version of yourself, to evolve, to get you out of your comfort zone. So yes, if this is the advice, it might be time in the next week or so to make a decision. With that being said, we have one card that we need to pull from the Oracle deck to close out this Libra Collective reading. What do we have for the Libra Collective? What does the Libra Collective need to know moving forward so we can close out this reading? All right, 3 more shuffles, y'all. A 1, a 2, a 3. Top card is the card we need to see to end out this reading. Ooh. Love the artwork on this one. Said, although I'm not a Libra, but this is resonating for me, can I still claim it? Oh yeah. You're more than able to claim it for your own. I mean, for all I know, for all you know, you have Libra somewhere in your chart. It could be Libra in Venus. It could be Libra in your north node. North node. Right? I literally just snuck a reading in. It said, I am a Libra midheaven. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, for a split second, I was like, I'm going to read this in between reading the comments. And it says, blend into the environment. So it could be that maybe this person is about to show you something about their own life, and it's going to inspire you. It could be that this person, yes, is inspiring to you or inspired in general outside of you joining their life. I mean, I don't know what kind of struggle y'all have been through to where you find it challenging to imagine what happily ever after would feel like. But I mean, obviously you've been through something. Maybe to the point of no longer believing in happily ever after. I want to suggest otherwise, though. There is a saying, something about love meets you in your mess. You know, when life is a mess, it definitely could be that a lot of the Libra collective is healing, maybe healed enough for this person to show up for you at a time when you possibly need them the most. But yes, a few more seconds to appreciate the artwork, and then we are going to read from the card. Blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Yes, I mentioned that this person could be coming in inspired. You could be inspired by them, and somehow you might be able to fit into their life like a puzzle piece. I'm sure that's going to hit home for a lot of the Libra collective. That you just so happen to fit into their life like a perfect puzzle piece. One more time, I'm going to read from the card. Blend into the environment. You have many skills, possibly skills that could help this person with their hobbies and or inspire you to create a hobby of your own, and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Yes, there's going to be some skill that is needed, some, I want to say, like, whether it's networking, whether it's creating jewelry with like metal wire and little beads or rocks or gems or crystals or something to that nature. Maybe you really love creating t-shirt artwork. Maybe you're really good with computer work, social media. No matter the example, I do feel like this person needs you in their life, like a puzzle piece. You having the skills you have right now is needed in this person's life. And I do feel like this is going to be healing, a healing decision for you to allow this person either back into your life, or if it's someone new, which definitely could be potential new passion, new inspiration, new creativity. If it's someone new, then I definitely feel like the puzzle piece is going to be like a perfect fit. With that being said, y'all, I think this is what I have. Greg, I see you. Thank you so freaking much. You know what you did. I love you, brother. Man, like, man to man, thank you. You know what you did. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for the messages. Thank you. Not a problem, y'all. Much love to everyone. Do keep in mind, I will be uploading this to my YouTube channels. If you just so happen to miss out on any of the reading from the beginning to end, I hope this was helpful. At the very least, entertaining. At the very most, informative. With that being said, I hope to see you all in the next Libra reading. And we need to shuffle these cards back into the deck. Do keep in mind, I do personal paid readings on Sundays. I was not able to last weekend due to car issues, and I'm still technically dealing with different issues than I was last weekend, but I'm trying to baby it as much as I can. Y'all, if y'all are new here, definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. If you are a returning follower, thank you for all the love and support. I would not be doing it if it weren't for y'all. I would not be doing any of these readings. I would not be doing the live streams in general. I would not get out of my comfort zone and try to prepare myself for opportunities if it weren't for y'all showing up for me as well. With that being said, Scorpio Collective. Where are my Scorpios at? My Scorpio followers. What is going on? I, too, have Scorpio Moon in my chart. So this should be an interesting reading. Scorpio Collective. Said, I'm cross-watching a Scorpio, but I am Scorpio Mars. Okay, we appreciate you for the reading. They sometimes be on point. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like all my readings will resonate with every single person, you know, but someone out there needs to hear the messages in one reading or another. You know, and I mean, there was a random follower of mine just a little bit ago that said that even though they're not a Libra themselves, they still resonate with this reading. So who am I to say that it's 100% supposed to resonate for that specific zodiac sign that I make the intentions known for, right? I mean, obviously I title it the Libra reading, but if someone that doesn't have that sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, you know, if they resonate with it the most, then I'm not going to argue. I'm literally trying to better my own skills and in the process hope it helps someone else. Yes, and I did need to hear it. It was very accurate for me, which was interesting. Okay. With that being said, y'all, Scorpio Collective, so thank you again. Not a problem. You're very much welcome. All right, Scorpio Collective, let's get into your reading. Let's say about 4 after, we will get 3 more shuffles. What does the Scorpio Collective need to know moving forward? What does the Scorpio Collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead? As I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot, what do they need to hear? Give us a message that I can give clearly, precisely, easily to understand, or easy to understand. One that is understandable, one that we can understand easily. There we go. That's the ticket. By the way, do you have a Cash App or something? I'd love to donate. I do have Cash App. I do Sunday nights, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do either yes or no questions, which are free, or $20 readings, which the 5 cards I usually do from Monday to Saturday, or $10 for 3 cards. I'll put my Cash App up here in case anyone does want to donate. But I mean, how needy does it seem for me to like every live stream? If y'all want to donate, you know what I mean? So I never think to do it, but I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is, oh yes, capital R Rick 212 capital T Tarot with the number sign on the front. Gotcha. Thank you. I don't think it's needy, if anything. I so appreciate you, for real. Oh, by the way, it is past 4 o'clock. We're going to get right into the Scorpio collective reading. All right, 3 more shuffles. Let's do it. A 1, a 2, a 3. All right, Scorpio collective. Once again, no yes or no questions. Yes or no questions are reserved for Sundays. Personal paid readings are reserved for Sundays. Scorpio collective, if y'all are new here and don't know how I do things here at Free Will Tarot, I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. When I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety, like my followers are doing so right now. It could be sharp cheese, it could be scissors, so I could cut this deck. That's literally the point of this. There's no energy transaction or any of that jazz. It's literally overthinking if you think it's anything other than just fun participation. Alrighty, y'all. And I just received that donation. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. With that being said, yes, let's get into the bridge shuffle. Here it is. And there it was. TWAS twas. All right. Go ahead and send those scissors, anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety. We're going to cut this deck with them here about 7 after. Less than a minute. And then we can start this reading for the Scorpio collective. Let's get into it, right? I've got Scorpio moon, so this may or may not resonate with me. There it is, 7 after. We are cutting the deck. Thank y'all for participating in such a fun way. Alrighty. Scorpio collective, sun, moon, and or rising, maybe even Venus. Here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. The similarities or common ground between you both. And last but not least, the possible outcome and or advice. All right, Scorpio collective, do keep in mind, no matter what examples or examples of the interpretations of the cards I use, no matter what analogies I use, there's no way a singular person out there watching this will resonate 100% with those examples, with those analogies, with the interpretations I give. There's no way. With that being said, take what resonates, leave out the rest. Try not to force the reading to be yours, is what I mean by that. Right? You have free will. You have free will. Do not force the reading to fit or the examples of the interpretations. With that being said, Scorpio collective, we are starting your reading out in the situation with the 2 of Swords. This normally talks about indecision. The number 2 usually speaks of making a decision or lack thereof in this case. With that being said, it could be that you are ignoring a truth, some facts about a situation. Maybe you have your, maybe you're not facing the emotions of the situation. Waters and tarot are associated with emotions and intuition. psychic powers sometimes, but I mean, I don't get into like psychic powers into the readings, but no matter the case, no matter the topic, the character in this card has their back towards the water. This card also has this character with their arms crossed over their heart chakra, meaning this person is trying not to view the situation in an emotional, mindset or perspective. They're trying to block out the emotions in the situation altogether. I want to focus more so on the ignoring the facts, pretending not to see something, neglecting the truth of the matter. It could be, Scorpio, that maybe this is you in the situation, pretending not to be aware of something. I don't know why. There's obviously 4 other cards in this reading. We will definitely pick up on more details as we go. But yeah. Hello, kissy emoji jello. Howdy. We're definitely right in the middle. I want to say ankle deep in the Scorpio collective reading. Hello, everyone. So it could be that you're not willing to admit to a truth, maybe, Scorpio. Let's put it that way. With the Queen of Swords in the challenge. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit difficult for me to read as the reader. Y'all can help if you like. I definitely welcome any help of sorts, but like the Queen of Swords in any other placement, I view as someone that is like cold, not looking at the emotions of the situation, kind of like the Two of Swords in your situation. But the Queen of Swords also lacks clarity, right? So when we look at the Queen of Swords in the challenge, are you being clear about something and you're choosing to ignore it altogether? Are you finding it challenging to ask the questions that need to be asked because you already know the answers? I mean, maybe you are pretty emotional about this situation, but you're trying to block out the emotions. Okay, with the Queen of Swords in the challenge, maybe it wasn't as difficult for me to read. But I thought it was going to be. The more I ask myself about the interpretations and try to relate them to like a reversal or being in the challenge placement of the spread in general, the more it's like, aha, yeah, that's definitely it. However, we have someone in your environment with the Six of Cups who definitely sees you as someone they cherish. This could be someone from the past. This could be someone from your past. You could be someone from their past. This person sees you as a good memory. They are remembering the good old times that you and them had. What's the word? Nostalgia. They are very nostalgic about the connection that you both share. It could be that they want to give you a gift. It could be definitely that they want to reconnect, especially now that Mercury, isn't in microwave anymore. Or I'm not sure when Mercury is getting out of retrograde is the actual word, but it's all good and fun. English language, am I right? But yes, that ends today. Okay. Yes, now that Mercury is ending that retrograde cycle, now that they know, or maybe they don't know, it could be that they're like the perfect timing for them to show up. Just so happens to be when Mercury isn't in retrograde anymore. Maybe they want to give you a gift. Maybe they want to reconnect with you, share their memories of this connection. Is this someone you're trying to like block out? Like, oh no, I don't want you back in my life. I know the truth. I'm not feeling that though, because with the Queen of Swords and the challenge, this tells me that you feel the emotions, that you find it challenging to put up a wall, to put up a cold exterior, you know? You find it challenging to ask the questions that are needed in order to find clarity. You find it challenging to do so because you already have the answers. I mean, that's how I would look at it, but it very well could be that some of you don't want this person in your life. Maybe. The story, how it's unfolding though, looks a little different. Maybe you're just like not even aware of this person. Right? Maybe this person is like either so pushed back into, you know, the back of your mind, you're not even thinking of them, that like when they pop up, like, oh, this person thinks of me in that way? Wants to reconnect with me because of those memories? Is it also because Saturn is about to go retrograde? Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and Saturn is all about like lessons, responsibilities. That's fun. That's fun. Well, we have the similarities or common ground between you both. You both want some sort of success. It doesn't have to be public recognition, I suppose, but if you both are maybe, you know, social media influencers to some degree, maybe. It doesn't have to be, though. If you've done a good job at work, if you've done a good job in your life, just balancing things out, taking care of the home, making sure that the family is taken care of, your kids, let's say, the pets are fed, groomed, right? Taken care of. You said that's my ruling and planet? Okay. Yeah, this is a job well done. Everyone looking at what all you've accomplished and giving you a high five on the hand. I love saying, dude, I'm gonna give you a high five to the face to like some of my coworkers and they just laugh. Or like, you know, if I'm to flirt with someone, I'm going to give you a high five on the butt, that sort of thing. But yes, a high five to the hand, let's say. But this is shared energy, mind you. You both want success to some degree, do you not? Or are you ignoring the fact that you want success, that you want your goals to be accomplished? This person definitely wants to reconcile. They want to, you know, this reconciliation, they want this reconciliation to be successful. That's one way of reading their energy, as the Six of Wands is, yes, shared energy. I definitely hope that this isn't you both coming in on your high horse, because it definitely could be read as that. Like, look at me, I'm getting all the attention. I sure hope that's not the case. I'd like to think most Scorpios are, for the most part, humble. But no matter the case, we do have the Queen of Wands in the possible outcome. Queen of Wands. Do keep in mind, I should have mentioned this with the Queen of Swords, but tarot is not gender specific. We all have feminine and masculine energies within us, depending on who is in our environment, depending on what we have to do or what we have to allow. I can be in my feminine energy just by nurturing something, right? I can be in my masculine energy by taking charge and going to pay the rent, right? The same could be said about a woman that is taking charge, going to pay the rent. The same can be said about a man that is cleaning up his apartment, right? Oh, no. I'll allow and approve this message, but I mean, I've got 11 folks in the live stream. So do keep in mind there are consequences for saying Scorpio is the worst sign I've ever met. Sorry, not sorry. I'll say I have Scorpio moon. My dad is a Scorpio. I have a nephew that's a Scorpio. I haven't had the best luck myself with dating Scorpios, but that doesn't necessarily make them the worst sign. There's definitely redeeming qualities that they have. For instance, they're supposed to be the god or goddess of sexual encounters. Dare I say any more? And there's definitely worse qualities that other signs share as far as like being put up against the Scorpio collective. As far as pros and cons, there's worse cons, in other signs, I would like to say, than Scorpios. Yes, Scorpios like to take revenge, but they feel deeply. That's me trying to defend my Scorpio collective. Now, if y'all want to go on the attack and use that stinger, that's all on y'all. But do keep in mind, I'm trying to keep this, friendly, per se. I love all my collective followers, no matter what y'all's opinions of each other's are. With that being said, we do have the Queen of Wands and the possible outcome and or advice. Once again, tarot is not gender specific. It could be that the possible outcome is you're about to be feeling yourself, be feeling attractive all over again, knowing that this person has fond memories of you, knowing that there could be a lot of success in this relationship if you choose to see it as such. As long as you choose to see the potential between you and this person could definitely give you a little bit of a stroke of the ego. Oh my goodness. Y'all drive me crazy. One person's like, I could say Gemini is the worst, but everyone isn't the same. And then the one that is mentioning that Scorpios are the worst are saying, I'm a Gemini. Y'all drive me crazy. I love y'all, but like, what is going on here? That is just the funniest dynamic. Like, wait, I'm a Scorpio, or wait, I'm a Gemini. What are you saying here? No matter the case, Gemini, the person that said you were a Gemini, definitely keep in mind I uploaded the Gemini collective reading Tuesday. Yes, that was the first one I did for the Tuesday. Gucci Gucci Goo. Yes, out of the two, Gemini and Cancer, that was the first one I did. So definitely fast forward about like 10 minutes into that video is when I start that reading. But no matter the case, I said we're allowed our opinions. Yes, you're definitely, and it's entertaining for me at the very least. As long as y'all aren't like going at each other's throats in the comments, you know what I mean? I'll allow it. But no matter the case, I definitely feel, Scorpio, that this person can definitely give you an ego stroke. I don't feel, a stroke of the ego. No matter the case, try not to take their, compliments too seriously. I'm sure they love the heck out of you. They love the past that you both share. But at the same time, we all need to, like, humble ourselves. So with that being said, like, try, I don't know, accept this person's compliments, sure. If you're feeling yourself, That's all you need. You know? If this person makes you feel attractive, more power to you. You know, if you are the type that likes to remain in your Scorpio shell and not, you know, really flaunt what you got, then allow this person to, you know, stroke that ego. If this is the advice, then yes, allow this person to stroke your ego about the good old times. Try to accept that this person and you could have some sort of success moving forward, no matter if it's in a romantic relationship or maybe this is a creative project. I don't know how that would relate to any of these interpretations of the cards, but it's not necessarily my reading per se. So with that being said, we need to pull one card from the Oracle deck to close out this reading. What does the Scorpio collective need to know to close out this reading? One card. One card to close out this reading. 3 more shuffles. A 1. A 2. A 3. Alrighty. Yeah. Top card is the card we need to see to end out this Scorpio collective reading. Ooh. Whoa. How synchronistic is this? Seeing both sides. First off, look at the artwork in this card. Second off, I don't think I've pulled this card for a reading yet. And yes, third off, seeing both sides. There's something about you and this other person having possibly different opinions, as was shared in the comments. You're allowed to have your own opinions. I do feel like that could be part of the message. How crazy would that be? That there's, you know, like, no, I have a different opinion of the relationship we had back then. The memories that we had weren't necessarily the best. What do you mean, Scorpio? What do you mean, Scorpio? We did this, we did that. We were successful in this way and in that way. Moving forward, if we were to learn from our mistakes, we definitely could find success. You know, and I mean, you were great in this way, you were great in that way. Oh, really? I mean, yeah, I guess I am kind of feeling myself. Sheesh. You know? Said after dating a Scorpio, boy, he's difficult. He doesn't learn from his mistakes. Well, I do want to say, for the people, the Scorpio collective watching this, that believe in tarot, right? That believe in tarot and astrology, they are the type of people that like to reflect on their mistakes, that like to take accountability. Now, with that being said, the type of people, on the other hand, that don't watch tarot readings are more than likely not to take accountability or to reflect on how they could be a part of the problem. So do keep that in mind, that if your Scorpio X doesn't get into tarot, it makes sense that he wouldn't take accountability for how he was a part of the problem. Maybe not 100%. But if we can take accountability moving forward, we will know what to fix, you know, what our flaws are, at the very least. Seeing both sides, I do feel like there's, different opinions as far as like what happened in the past. Sure, maybe this person is not really willing to see a truth that maybe the cross-watcher is saying. Maybe the cross-watcher is saying like, yeah, we had some good memories, but I really wish the Scorpio would admit to their flaws, admit to some degree that they were a part of the issue, right? No matter the case, a few more seconds to appreciate the artwork, and then we're going to read from the bottom of the card, seeing both sides. This is going to be interesting. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. Well, ain't that just dandy? One more time. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. And this is for the Scorpio collective, not necessarily for the, cross watchers. Although I do appreciate hearing things from both sides. Most cross watchers get a bad reputation, for being a part of the problem, when it's not always the case. It's not always the case, especially if the person I'm reading for, needs to hear a little bit of like, hey, take some accountability. Hey, the cross watcher, wasn't responsible 100% for our downfall. The Scorpio collective can definitely go through transformation if they feel like they needed to, or like if they're forced to. I definitely feel like the Scorpio collective, if forced to change, they could do so. So I wish he would look at both sides. I've definitely met Scorpios that are like that are just like fixed signs in nature and see things in black and white, when really it is our duty, and I say our because I'm a Leo. No matter if you are a Taurus, a Leo, a Scorpio, or an Aquarius, as a fixed sign, it is our duty, our obligation to try to be flexible, to try to be adaptable to other people's wishes, their expectations, their needs, to be adaptable to the environment, to the situation at hand. So yes, Scorpio, if you need to adapt to something that comes up in the next week, that might be the advice. Because sure, if you are getting an ego stroke, that feels awesome, I'm sure. But skin deep only lasts for so long. That validation, sure, is good in the short term. The instant gratification is just awesome. Yes, it's a dopamine hit, for sure. But it's only going to last for so long. What we want is stability. What we want is long term. Make sure to try to see something from a different perspective. I don't know how this is going to resonate for everyone out there, but this is what I have. I hope it helped. I hope at the very least it was entertaining. At the very most, it was informative. I do want to read this last comment. I feel as a Gemini, I was sent to him to do things differently, but he's not, and I'm exhausted. See, that's a story for another time, but I definitely gave a Gemini, not just a chance, but like when I met this Gemini in the past, I was like so enthralled with them, and I was like, I'm going to exercise, try to be a better, version of myself. And I guess like they either took that for granted or didn't take me seriously. I don't know how, but it is what it is. Yes, I hope this was helpful, Scorpio Collective. No matter the case, I hope to see y'all in the next Scorpio Collective reading next Thursday, maybe this Sunday for a personal paid reading. With that being said, much love, take care. I'm going to end the live stream here, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Much love, y'all.